in November. We did a quick social media 101, went through a lot. And we thought for the second installment of this series, it would be great to get some really fantastic brokers here in the local area to talk with you guys about how they use social media, what's worked for them, what's not worked for them. I think it's always fun having broker speak to broker about how they use social media effectively. So here we have today, we have, and I'll go from this way, we have Orlando Montiel, the founder of the Montiel organization, and he is very much a social media guru. He does seminars all the time, and he really, I think, has a pulse on how social media is changing and how to make social media and other marketing things work for you, especially in real estate. We have Marlene de Cespedes. She is the Director of Luxury Sales at Douglas Elliman. We have Brett Jordan Holler, the Director of Expansion for Premier Listings, and of course, his brother, David Holler, the Director of Creative Marketing for Premier Listings. So all these people work in different areas of South Florida and have worked in different ways with social media. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask the questions that I want answered and let you guys kind of pipe in, and then at the end we'll open it up for questions from you guys, so you guys can ask questions from the individuals here. So basically I think we can start with kind of not the more boring stuff, but talking about specifically platforms. So there are so many social media platforms out there. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's Snapchat, there's YouTube, there's everything else. So I guess if we want to kind of go one by one, specifically when it comes to social media, what are the platforms that you use most or that you find are the most effective for you guys to reach an audience to sell real estate?
Me?
Yeah,
Perfect.
We'll go this
so
way.
What I say to that, and for those of you who hear me before, everything works. Everything works if you know how to work it, right? You see other people doing Facebook, some people doing Instagram, not because they're being successful. It means that you're going to just set up a campaign and you're going to be able to maximize that platform. So you need to master one at a time. So I say, for example, if you're going to do Facebook, what are you going to have for lunch today? Facebook. When you go home, what do you have for dinner? Facebook. When you talk to your spouse, what do you talk about? When they say, honey, let me tell you about my day. No, let me tell you what I learned about Facebook, right? And you do that for a quarter, right? You really master that Facebook platform. And then 90 days from now, a quarter from now, then you're going to Instagram or YouTube, right? But master one at a time, because if you master it, it will work for you, all right? We coach many agents, and the ones that master one platform, they all work. Zillow, Realtors.com, Facebook, Instagram, etc. In my own case, in my particular case, I'm in favor of YouTube. Why? Because it lasts for 7-10 years. I still get comments. I still get questions through videos that I've done in YouTube 6-7 years ago, right? I use Facebook very much. We generate over 300 leads per month via Facebook with less than $1. But if you, the question was, which one has worked more for you? For me, YouTube, it's #1 by far, and there's less competition. Marlene?
So next, okay. So for me, I agree with everything Orlando said. I think it's also about being consistent.
Right.
Choosing one and being consistent. You can't post something today and then not post for another 3 months. So consistency for me is key. In my business, I use Instagram primarily, YouTube, and I take advantage of LinkedIn, being the business platform. I also link. Whatever I post to Instagram gets automatically linked to Facebook, and then it also automatically tweets. So I'm not on those individually, but they are linked. But for me, primarily, it's Instagram.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. I would say Facebook and Instagram for me are primarily what I use. Instagram is probably the more user-friendly one. It's so easy to just post a photo, post a story, post a video, and then, like Marlene says, you can just syndicate it right to your Facebook or your Twitter and whatnot. And honestly, to piggyback what both of them said, it's really about consistency. You can't go to the gym one day and expect to leave with a six-pack. You have to go continuously, every day, eat healthy, do all these things. It's like a whole package. So you can't post one photo and then say, you know, social media doesn't work for me. So if you're not doing it consistently and keeping, you know, your status on Facebook and Instagram relevant, no one's following you.
Hey guys. So I use LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, of course, a lot, but it just really depends on the audience. First of all, you have to build your personal brand, and you need to figure out who it is that you want to reach and why are you using LinkedIn. For me, I use it to attract agents to come onto the company. On my stories on Instagram, I'm reaching people all over the world that might want to find a property or might want to ask me about the latest trends in the market. On Facebook, it all started years ago, throwing parties and events, and just my background of people just following and following and following. And now a lot of them have turned into clients and referrals, and a lot of agents from around the world are part of our network because of that.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess if I could just add my 2 cents in there. I always tell people as well, if you enjoy a platform, that should be the platform that you use. So if you hate Twitter and it stresses you out, don't use Twitter. So if you really like Instagram or you really like Facebook, that passion is gonna translate to what you're posting and your presence on that platform. So that's just my little thing. So this is kind of, I think we'll delve in, I think, deeper here. So one of the questions I get most from people is, okay, I have my Instagram account, or I just don't even know what to say or what to post. Where am I going to get my content from? Like, what am I going to post? So I think we'll start with, we lost one. I think I think we'll start with Brett. So I guess this is a 2-part question. Eddie's back.
Okay.
One, how do you decide what content to post, and where do you pull your content for posting? And then I'll then ask another question. So how do you decide what content to post, and where do you pull your content from? So if we want to start maybe on the other way, and then I'll give everybody one.
So I like to talk about banking content and creating content like curation. So you don't just walk into an art gallery and you see art. Somebody comes in there and figures out how, when you receive a person coming into your social media, whether it be Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever, you want to have kind of like your brand created, whether it's a template, colors, whatever it may be. And you start, and then it just evolves. People don't want to just see listings for sale, condo for sale. They want to see my life. Yep. We sell our lifestyle, not a lifestyle. So people really do care. Apparently, when I go to the gym or what I eat, I never thought it would be, but I mean, people are writing comments about it and sending me, direct messages about, well, is that a really good restaurant in Brickell? Is that a really good restaurant in Palm Beach? And then all of a sudden, that's how the story starts, and we start talking about real estate. It's not, oh, real estate, real estate, real estate. Real estate's just part of what I do, and that's how it begins.
I would say for me, I choose my content by, going after what really inspires me at that moment. I think us as realtors, we're not just realtors. We're selling and sharing a lifestyle. I hate when people call us salespeople because we do so much more than just sell. So for me, if I see a beautiful building or I see a beautiful view, like my brother was saying, we're not just posting house for sale located in, no one cares. It's all, that's so boring. No one is following your life when all you're doing is posting a house, a condo, a house, a condo. You have to post stuff that's, like I said, inspires me and hopefully will inspire other people. So I think that sharing things that are more interesting and, like I said, sharing it rather than selling it, I think that's what keeps you more relevant.
I like that, sharing versus selling. Marlene?
So, for everybody, our business is based on relationships, right? So for me, I think it's building your profile, I guess, on being your authentic self, so people get to know you. So I, besides being a realtor, I'm a mom of 3 adult children. I'm also the event chair for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, which is a passion for me. So, besides, I plan my marketing calendar like in a month in advance. So I pretty much know what to post. I'm going to post something about the market. I'm in the Coconut Grove, Coral Gables market, so I'll post stats on what's going on in the last 30 days. I'll post something about St. Jude if I'm at an event. I'll post something maybe about my kids once in a while. A broker's open. So I try to keep it as a whole so they get to know me as a person, not just about like both of you said, just about real estate. Because it can get kind of boring if you just keep saying, open house, broker's open, I just listed this, I just sold this. So I think it's about being authentic so people get to know your personality.
So first understand what content means, right? We think that content is just posting a listing that just David said, right? And most agents are focused on themselves, right? The typical postcard, the typical post on Facebook, whatever is number one, what is it? You guys been to my seminars, Nona. Number one, my what? My picture profile, right, from 73 years ago. Right, that's number one, right? So that's my content, right? Number two, it's look at what I listed, right? David said it. Look what I just sold, right? And then number three, it's my information, my phone number, my email, and what's the call to action? You guys, call me. Imagine if I go to a nightclub and I go, hey, you, call me. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. Got it? So understand the value of content. We're not in the business of real estate. We're in the business of marketing. Exactly, Jose. We're in the business of marketing. And it's a very specific type of marketing. It's content-based marketing. It's education-based marketing. So instead of focusing your content on yourself, focus your content on giving value. And how do you discover that value? Answer the question for your clients. What are your clients asking you? What are your clients interested in? If they're interested in Sonny Al, post about Sonny Al. Give value about Sonny Al. Right? It's not the same thing to send a postcard. I'm the number one agent, top producer. Everybody's a top producer. That what to do if you haven't sold your property in the last 90 days. Oh, now I am interested. Now you got me. All right? Marketing is a four-step process. Attention first, then interest, then desire, and finally action. It's not an overnight thing. So you need to get their attention, and definitely with our picture, we're not going to get their attention. So where do you get your content from? Initially, from what your clients are asking you, right? How much is that property? What's the average price per square foot? How many properties are for sale? You know, what's the attrition rate in that area? You understand that, you give that content, and depending on the platform, that content is shorter or longer. In a video, it might be 90 seconds. In an Instagram, it might be a post with a quote and a call to action. It depends also, the content varies, the length of that content depending on the platform. You can't post the same thing on Instagram as you do on Facebook.
And I think a lot of people do that. They don't realize they have different audiences, and whether they plan to build a certain audience in a different platform or not, they've just, over time, certain people have followed them. I just got a lead from California, and I was talking on, this is on LinkedIn, and this woman saw a property. She didn't know that there's properties in Parkland for, you know, this price point. She gets a teardown in LA, and we start engaging, and now she's buying a $2 million home. But that's for LinkedIn. Now on Instagram, it's building our brand, and you know, in other markets, my brother and I have a brokerage in Dominican Republic, Grupo Haller, and we just beat out a Sotheby's agent for a big listing in Casa de Campo. It's because they see the lifestyle of what we're doing there with, you know, at the marina and the shooting center and everything. They're buying into that, but that's a different platform, different information's going out. So you need to really know your audience.
Yeah. So in terms of getting that original content, so what do you guys do in terms of, okay, you know that you're gonna need to showcase a lifestyle, build a brand, be authentic, you know, and answer questions, right? What are the tricks that you have in terms of kind of creating that? Because I think sometimes where people get a little stuck is, okay, I know I should be doing this, but okay, do I go and take the photo myself? Do I need to get a photographer? Do I need to like get a videographer? Do I need to? So what are some tricks that you guys can share with the group as to how you guys create your original content or how you guys curate content as well? And we can start with Brett on this one.
All right.
I would say I don't think that there really is a trick. I think everyone has to just be authentic and post what looks and feels right to them. You know, sometimes I'll post a professional photo. Sometimes I'll post something I make myself on Canva. Sometimes I'll post something that our graphic designer did. Sometimes I'll post a photo I take on my iPhone. There's no, in my opinion, right or wrong way to, you know, get the content. And I think at the end of the day, when all else fails and you don't know what to say or what to put, people really want and value information and statistics. I think when you are a master of your craft, whether it's real estate or law or medicine, people want to know that you really know what you're talking about. So, you know, sharing a statistic like 187 homes sold in the last, you know, 90 days in this zip code or whatever, I mean, that would be great. You know, people want that information. So where I get the content and whatnot, it's again, it's just whatever feels right to that person. And I think like what you were saying prior about if you're not comfortable with a certain platform, I think it's the same thing about content. You know, there's people who are not comfortable posting selfies or posting, you know, photos of their family, and that's okay too. You have to just post whatever content feels and looks right for you as a person.
Marlene?
So again, it's planning. I try to plan my month in advance.
I love
and
that.
and
You
it's
create a
been-
content calendar?
Yeah, create a content calendar. I'm blessed that, you know, I do some of my own posts. I create them on Canva, but I paid for a very healthy college education for my daughter who graduated from advertising. So she does some of my.
And I can tell the ones she does.
I know, you can tell definitely the ones that she does versus the ones I do. Yeah, so I try to incorporate once a week statistics about the areas that I focus on. You know, it's funny because you had mentioned about food. I've never been one to like take pictures of what I eat, but for some reason, food and puppies get like tons of likes. You know, people love it. So I took a picture of, I have the cutest little Maltese dog, and he got my business card one day, standing next to my computer with my logo in the background, and it was a perfect shot, and it's been amazing. So I turned that picture into, do you need a new backyard for your dog? Do you need a bigger home? So it's just, again, being authentic, what works for you. You know, like today, I'll post about being here in this amazing sales gallery, meeting all of you. And I think, again, giving back, creating value, because people care about, you know, what's important to them. So if you can incorporate all those things, being authentic, giving back, sharing, it's a win-win.
In my own particular case, I'm very pragmatic. So I need a result, right? It's not about posting only. I need to have a very direct call to action. For you, those of you who use Instagram, if you have fewer than 10,000 followers, it's a very limited call to action. All you can do is say, go to my profile, right? But once you reach 10,000 followers, then you can actually redirect people to a very specific landing page, very specific call to action. The beautiful thing, and then we're talking about content, how to pull content. Now, content in real estate is so easy because you have these amazing properties with unbranded brochures, I mean, with your own information, professional pictures, right? You're here today, you can take a picture. So going back to Instagram, that's very simple to do it in Instagram. On Facebook, for example, all you need is a very clear call to action, the 5 mistakes buyers, sellers in Aventura make when listing their home, right? And then a very, very specific call to action. You don't need one single follower on Facebook. People worry, but I don't have any followers on Facebook. Why am I going to be posting? You don't need a follower on Facebook. All you need to do is pay a little bit of money to Facebook to get the right people. And then on YouTube, it's all about answering questions. That's simple. Answer questions. So there are 3 different platforms, 3 different type of content.
Right.
Right?
David, anything to add?
I think I've been blessed because I represented 15 developments over the last 13 years in the business, and I've always had brilliant content by creative geniuses. One of my favorite is Mike Tams, the Tams company, and I'm given what to put up. Sometimes I have my watermark put on stuff that I represent exclusively, of course. And I see it's flattering. A lot of agents take what we post and reshare, and that's great. When you share great content and you get a result, and then you follow up, it's for me it's responsive, being quick for all of the LinkedIn, Facebook, everything I use, and I think that's where a lot of people mess it up. They are not understanding their audience. Their audience is in the moment. They want an answer. What is that neighborhood like? Can I show my client that property? We work as today. The brokers are our clients. If I don't have rapport with these agents, I don't stay in touch. They don't know what I'm up to, what I'm selling. They're not just looking on the MLS. People call us knowing we represent certain neighborhoods, certain towers, developers, and that's what they do. They don't even go on the MLS a lot of times. So putting the right content for me is so important, and just keep doing it every day. I think a lot of people are just like, oh, we don't have time to do it. It's a very, very important thing to us.
Okay, and then this will be kind of leading up into that, and I think this is kind of in what you were saying, and we'll start with, who has not started yet? Marlene. All right.
The woman and the
All right, and this is a good one. So how do you balance selling and being interesting on social media?
It's difficult. It's difficult because you want to come across as being authentic. So again, like everyone has said, you don't want to be just about the sale. You want to provide value. So I think it's when you combine the two. For me, I have a huge passion for philanthropy, and that has opened my doors to just a complete network of people. And then since I come from contribution, just the business always follows. So I try to not just be all about the selling and combine just both.
So our number one principle, it's much easier for people to do business with you when they find you instead of when you find them, right? How would you feel if you get a call from my doctor? Hey, how you doing, Marlene? This is Orlando Montiel. I know you don't know me. Give me 2 seconds. You have 2 minutes, please? I'm a doctor.
Like,
yeah, right. I'm a doctor, and I'm trying to increase my practice. I don't know if you have a primary physician. If not, I would like to be yours. How would you feel? Right? No, thank you. Right? So.
You weirdo.
Exactly. So what do we need to do? Make sure that we are giving something of value, all right, to your clients every single day. So being interesting. And again, I don't post that much about my family, even though when I post, I get a lot of likes. But to me, that's not a call to action. Every single time I'm posting something in any platform, I have only one goal. That one goal is to get an email. That is it, all right? That is it. Once I get an email, and before we go into marketing, I need to have the content, decide with that content, and then an email marketing sequence. Because selling is not an event. Selling is a process. Yep. All right? So if I don't have that process automated, I'm going to lose that lead. The lead is not cold. I'm cold to that lead. So all I'm trying to do is get an email. By the way, last week I had the Miami Real Estate Show. I interviewed the #1 agent in Miami. #1, not one of the top ones. #1 in terms of transactions.
Who's that?
Riley Smith. #1.
Riley Smith.
#1, Riley Smith. All right?
Riley
Smith.
Riley Smith.
All right?
Coconut Grove.
EWM.
Coconut Grove, right? I'm sorry? EWM. That's #1 in Miami. Riley.
Riley
Smith.
Smith.
Riley.
Right.
He's not an individual.
All right?
Oh, sorry.
#1 agent. All right? I don't know any top agent that doesn't have a team. It's almost impossible. All right? So he has a team. There's no way we can. But anyways,
That's just branding,
okay,
how they put themselves out there.
Yeah, exactly. So, but okay, that's fine. All right. But he's a successful agent. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay,
Very
perfect.
successful.
Excellent. All right. So, and again, the #1 call to action says, I'm just looking for an email. All right? Because again, selling is not an event, it's a process. And I'm looking to 12 to 18-month relationship with this person. So before you go into content, ask yourself, can I handle the lead? Everything will work, as I said before, but can you make it work? You need a system for that. All right?
So one thing I realized was, leads became more popular, and we had to learn a CRM. And so now I use a CRM with the Haller Group for
What does CRM mean for those who
client
might not know?
relation management system. So there's 20 plus that a lot of the agents use down here. Follow Up Boss, Sync. We use Commission Sync for all of our agents. But what I do is I put each person that contacts me through social media right in there. And so I have templated follow-ups, not just emails, but text messages that go out with certain information. If I know that somebody hits me up on Instagram, slides in a DM and says, David, I'm interested in that listing, I'm going to put them on a campaign just as if they found me on Realtor.com, Zillow, and Agent Zip. These are just some of the services we use for our agents' leads. And they're going to start getting 3-4 properties a week. It might be 3 to 6 months before we actually show a property or do a deal, but this is the process of real estate.
But David, 3 or 4 a week, that's too many.
No, it depends on what they like. They
I'm
respond.
just kidding, of course. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's exactly right. Most agents are afraid. I only send 1 email a month. I don't want to bother my clients.
No.
Right? So that's a great point what you made.
Yeah.
If people are interested, they
Right.
want to be bothered.
Exactly. Right? A very, very
I like
good point.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this goes into, and I'll just throw this out to the group. What has been your biggest social media success story?
Who wants to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
So about
10 years.
10 years ago, this was when I had just gotten my license. My brother had his license maybe for like 2 years, 2 or 3 years. And we had just started, working together. We didn't really have a plan. We didn't really know exactly what it was we wanted to focus on. But what we did do was we were constantly posting stuff on social media. And, you know, we had branded ourselves as the Holler Group, which is our last name. And Andres Sacion, the vice president of Fortune International at the time, he found my brother and I and asked us to come meet him. And we didn't know why or what. And I mean, to be honest, I was so young, I didn't really know who he was. And, you know, when we pulled up to Fortune and met with him, I was like, why does this guy want to meet with us? And within like an hour, he had hired us to do the exclusive sales and marketing for a project. And that really launched our career in development sales. So
That's a pretty big success story.
from that point on, my brother and I realized it is so important. And really all we had ever been posting at that time, because I just got my license, I never posted about a property or anything. But what we always did, you know, post about was our family, our, you know, branding ourselves as the Holler Group. And, you know, I think people love that sense of, you know, family and, you know, being genuine and all of that. So that's definitely our biggest success story, because that opportunity was what really, you know, built our career.
Marlene?
Me? Okay, so for me, you had mentioned that all of you are our clients, right? And I view it that way as well. So I'm with Douglas Elliman, so we have offices throughout the country. I make it a point, especially in Florida, to visit at least once a month the majority of our offices throughout the state. I keep track of where my business comes from, and I get a lot of business from referrals from other agents, fellow colleagues. So I had an agent in San Diego who had, you know, just been following me on social media, specifically Instagram, for quite some time. He had a referral for an agent, and because I post about Coconut Grove, so I post stats once a week about the Coconut Grove market, and he had a referral. I had never met him. He was just following me, and it turned into a $7.5 million sale.
That's awesome.
You know,
Very, very nice.
so yeah, woo, to Instagram.
Woo, Instagram. Orlando?
2 times through YouTube. I have been able to represent MasterCard nationwide in different events. And 3 years ago, TurboTax approached me. Again, via YouTube, they contacted Univision and asked them, because they see a lot of what I do with Univision, and I have a lot of content in YouTube. They contact me, and for the past 3 years, I've represented TurboTax on commercials with Kathy Bates, Big Papi. I mean, I'm with
Did
those.
you meet Big Papi?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And it's so cool. Kathy Bates, I mean, one of the
Oh, yeah.
biggest stars. And all of that through content on YouTube. It's just every single week, I put at least 2 videos. At least 2 videos, right? And some of those videos have been seen 500,000 times, right? And then it gets to a point where Google pays you for that. Every time they see a full commercial, you get paid 40 cents, 50 cents, but after a while, it starts counting. And once you represent those brands, then clients see you in a completely different perspective, all because of content. And by the way, my videos, the ones that have been seen the most, are the ones that I do in my office, not the ones that I do in Univision. All right? So it's not about how beautiful it looks, it's about the content.
I have a question
Yeah,
for
sure.
you on YouTube. So what would you say to someone who, you know, scared to be on camera? Do they do it like a selfie video? How do they start? If
Just-
I'm afraid to, you know,
So
I don't
very
like how I
good
look.
point. So just get started, because the first 10 to 15 videos are not going to be horrible, are going to be horrendous. I'm serious, right? So when I started with Telemundo, before I joined Univision, they said, you have great content, so we're going to put you on your own, right, in the studio with the electric cameras, with the where there's nobody handling the cameras, just me, and I looked like a wooden table. Horrible. It was so bad. They said, we're going to get you back to the interview format because you look really, really bad, and it's normal, right? It's normal. It happens to everybody. So the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And here's the point: you have way less competition. And once you're able to talk to the camera without distraction, and you can use your full brain, once you're sitting down one-to-one with a client, that listing, it's done. It's so much easier. So don't even count for it as just a way of getting more business, but as a way of practice your communication skills. The more you improve your communication skills, the easier it's going to be to convince somebody to do business with you. Because remember, you're not selling real estate. What you're selling is confidence, right? And that confidence comes through knowledge and practice.
I think Facebook Live and Instagram Stories
bro.
is a great way to practice.
Yep.
That's a good
Once
point.
you feel confident, and I mean, last night I posted a video that I'm coming here and I was leaving the gym. People like to see that I'm real and that I'm not in a suit or a jacket, that I'm actually leaving playing basketball and I'm actually coming to get dressed and speak to you guys today. I know now you can create your own little vlog kit and it's a few $100. You can go get a stabilizer. You know, I see people here, you know, using a phone. If you hold a stabilizer, you take it home, you can have an intern help you edit a little bit, put it up there. It's it's never been easier to actually start your own channel, YouTube, a vlog, whatever it may be. It might just be you go on IGTV and start really pushing and pushing and pushing. But I agree with everybody
Yeah,
what
for
you're saying.
example, if you want to sell per construction, what's preventing you from having a YouTube channel with 40, 50 per constructions? By the time you do your 50th, in 6-7 months, you are truly an expert
Correct.
on what you say you are an expert, which is per construction. And people will see you as an expert.
How do you get into the stream? How do you just post it on YouTube? I mean, how do you?
You open your channel and then you just upload the video to, it's completely free. It's never been cheaper, easier, and faster. Get a tripod and you just film yourself. And then you edit it with the iPhone. You just
There's so many
Got it.
apps and so many things that you can just do
for free.
And
for free or for a
That's
few dollars a month.
That's one thing I think it's so important to talk about, especially for the newer realtors out there. Getting into real estate, you know, you have to make sure you have money put away to live on. You have to make sure, you know, it's a commission-only business. So until you get the ball rolling, you know, you don't know when your next commission check is coming in. All of us, I'm sure everyone in this room has either Facebook, Instagram, or both. But I also see everyone in here. I see $1,200 pairs of shoes. I see $4,000 handbags. How much does social media cost? It's free.
Right.
But what would happen tomorrow if you woke up and all of a sudden you had to start paying for it?
You'd pay for
Everyone in this room would pay for it.
Right.
So while it's free, use it.
Right.
There's apps on your iPhone that are literally $1 a month, $5 a month, $20 a month. For $30 a month, you can have yourself completely hooked up. And, you know, for literally pennies a day, you could be posting stuff, whether it is on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, and a lot of this stuff is shareable. So maybe you know, have an amazing, you know, YouTube video and you share a portion of it on Instagram or whatever it is. But the point is, while it's free, if people are not taking advantage of it, it's stupid.
And can I ask a question?
Yes, I was gonna. You asked the question.
So very simple regarding, you know, how inexpensive it is. It's my opinion and the opinion of many other experts that within 3 years, it's going to be very expensive to advertise on Facebook because the big brands are coming in. Once the big brands are in and you have not developed your audience,
already getting
it's game over. So I don't know if you share that same opinion.
No, of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right?
one thing I would say also is I have friends, you know, that have been in real estate for 20 years, 15 years, you know, that are close with me but are older than I am. And they started spending money on SEO, search engine optimization, and Google, pay-per-click, and all of this stuff. They're already locked in, and now their SEO, it's organic.
Right.
So when you search for them online, they're going to come up on top of anyone else. For a new realtor to go in and achieve that same thing, it would cost you
Fortune.
Thousands of dollars.
like $20,000
one
or
is a lot more money.
$30,000 a month.
Right.
I mean, a lot
Tens
of
of
money.
thousands of
Right,
dollars.
right.
You can
so,
start, yeah, you can
so
start
the
with
point
$2.
is, now we have social media,
Right.
and it's almost like the reverse. These people who are older, they're getting into Facebook and Instagram. They're like, oh my God, what do I do? So it's, you know, the people who are getting into social media now and really working hard and knowing what they're doing, not even working hard, working smart, and knowing what they're doing, they're the ones that are going to excel and really obtain leads and capture clientele from in social media.
And it's so, like Brett said, Orlando and Marlene, you can get 20,000 views for as little as $10. Yep. People don't realize you need to keep a debit or credit card on file on your Facebook, on your Instagram, and you can't be afraid to press a button and start a sponsored ad. Sponsor, sponsor, sponsor. I think it's so few people are willing to spend $10, but I go
mean,
every day
people
to
spend $10 on
Starbucks
a
and spend,
juice.
$10.
More.
Just to give you an idea, for those of you who've been to my Facebook seminars before, the cost per lead with the real name, the real phone number, and the real email is less than $1. Less than $1. So you can have 100 leads for $100. How much is it costing you on Zillow, Trulia, postcards, which by the way, they work, but it's way more expensive. What's preventing us from doing it? Right?
Exactly. And the thing with a lot of these Zillow and other websites people don't realize is yes, you are one of the exclusive realtors in a zip code or an area, but you're not the only one.
Right.
So if you don't pick up your phone in
In a
time,
second.
or you don't get the lead, like your speed to lead isn't fast enough, they're going to someone else. But guess what? You still paid for it. So it's very, very costly. And especially in zip codes like, Sunny Isles and Aventura, Coral Gables, Coconut Grove. If you want to be on Zillow, I mean, you're
That's
again going to be paying
yeah,
thousands and thousands of
And
months.
it works.
And it
And
does.
it
Of
works.
course it
Right.
works.
It's gonna cost
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I kind of want to go back to what we were talking about in terms of content and videos and things like that. So what are your favorite resources? So when you guys are talking about apps that you can use or kind of tricks of the trade, so to speak, what are your favorite apps or things that are easily downloadable that are either free or paid that help you keep your content going in a way that that makes sense for you
For
guys?
the three of us, I know we use Canva all the time.
Yeah.
You can create your own personal brand with Canva.
Canva,
Canva.
like Canvas, but without an S. And tell what is
So
Canva for those that
essentially-
might not know?
Essentially what Canva is and why it's so phenomenal is you create an account, again, it's free. Some of the graphics that you'll choose to use might cost you $1, $3, but again, very cheap. And it gives you the option of the layout that you're designing a template for. So it gives you the option to design a template for an Instagram post, an Instagram story, a Facebook post, a Facebook story, an email blast. So the resolution will come out different. And I mean, honestly, it is the easiest thing. And essentially, it makes you your own graphic designer for free. Some of these posts, if you were to hire a professional graphic designer, they would charge you $200, $300 per post. And if you want to post something very nice a few times a week, again, that starts to really add up. And Canva, again, is an app that costs next to nothing. So that's one that I think we use all the time. Another one that I love to use is a Watermark app. I think whenever you have a beautiful listing or you have anything that's personal to you that you want to share, having a vector file of your logo, which is essentially no background behind the logo, you can then put that logo onto any photo and it just gives it that really professional look. And again, that's an app that maybe costs one time $3.99. It's called Watermark Pro. That's the one that I use.
I think about that all the time because that goes back to personal branding. So every person in this room, if I've ever gotten an e-blast, very few of you would ever, you're at Optimar, you're at EWM, you say your name, your photo, your number, your email, and then EWM's logo. Maybe you have some other, luxury realty of the world, whatever association. Where's your logo and where's your personal brand and why go to you at that company in that area? So I think having your own logo and pushing it out there and building your personal brand is so important. We don't put out a listing without our logo on top of the image. Now you can't put it on the MLS, but everywhere else we post it on the internet, it has it. So it's so important. So definitely watermark your photos.
So I use Canva as well, and one thing I'm going to say is, if you're to upload your own photos, please make sure that they are amazing, quality photos. Please.
I say that every day.
That is key.
Yes.
I mean, if they're terrible photos, don't even post it. And so Canva also allows you, I think it's $4.99, I think for the year, that you can also upload your own logo.
Yeah.
Yes.
And include that in any of the posts. Another app that I use is Unfold. I don't know if you guys
Yes.
use Unfold, which is really nice for your Instagram story. It creates a Unfold. Unfold.
Unfold.
Like
Unfolding. So those are the two main apps, and then I have my very expensive daughter who does the rest.
In my own case, I don't speak for myself because I have a team that does that for me, for the agents that I advise. To me, the number one thing in business is speed, right? And again, don't take that from me because you know how I dress. You'll see me every single day this way. I don't have that view for beautiful things. I just don't see it, right? So, but what has worked for me in the past is just speed. I just launch. I just keep content. If it is a bad picture, doesn't look good, I'd rather post that picture, but if it has the right content, it's good for me. Videos, as I said, started with a little Logitech $99 camera a long time ago, and those gave me better results than the one professionally made in Univision. So take action. Start doing it, and in the process, if you don't know how to use Canvas, if it's too complicated for you, then once you get accustomed to producing enough content, then you improve, and then you graduate to a better camera, to a better... I think that sometimes we put technology as an excuse. I don't know how to use that. I don't have the right camera. I don't have the right microphone, so I don't do it, right? Just get started, guys.
You're saying
Speed is the
more
key.
action
Huh?
versus no action.
Right, exactly.
It's true. A lot of people, they won't do something because they don't have the right this or they don't have the right that.
the numbers
Work with
start-
what you have.
Do it.
You know, I mean, if your budget is $20, spend $20. If your budget's $5,000, spend $5,000. You don't even have to. But the point is, work with what you have. And the other thing is, don't be afraid to ask people for help. We're all new to something at any particular point in time. If you've never been to a gym before, you might have a trainer. They might show you what to do, push you to work harder. Ask someone that works in social media to help you. I mean, that's what you guys do. They're here to help. The point is, if you don't know what you're doing, don't be afraid to ask for help. You might not need the help forever, but if you really want to get up and running, you want to do it, at least in my opinion, you want to do it the right way.
One more thing, I've lost clients, a few clients, because of grammatical errors on my website. The truth. Grammatical errors in my website because we put so much content. And I'd rather lose a few clients because of those errors, all right, than not reach enough people and give enough value. Remember, perfection equals paralysis, right? Just get started, guys. Speed is key. It's more important than anything else in business.
Okay, I'm going to ask some fun questions now, I think. So who's your favorite? Okay,
Were
so
those all the boring questions before?
no. I just because I'm sort of curious. So what's your biggest pet peeve on social media?
Oh my God.
Like either things that brokers do or things that other people do. Like what just bothers you?
Okay, so one thing is when people put hashtags and forget to put a space between each hashtag.
They're like all stuck together.
It's like it's not gonna work, number one. And number two, I mean, it takes 2 seconds. Like, how do you not, if you were in college or high school, you like give a paper without proofreading it, look at what you're posting. It takes 2 seconds. And then my other biggest pet peeve is hashtags that just make no sense. I mean, if you post a photo and just put hashtag real estate, okay, that's great. Like, it's ridiculous. You need to have things to be genuine and be like original. And if you're not original, no one really cares.
I think I see very few people create their own hashtag and constantly build it. So if you look up, I was just looking up like luxury real estate Fort Lauderdale. I think there was like 100. You could take over that hashtag and become the luxury real estate Fort Lauderdale, right? Or for example, in our brokerage, Grupo Haller in Dominican Republic, we sell a lot where we live in Casa de Campo. So I created We Are Casa de Campo. And that hashtag, now over 1,000 people, when somebody comes into the hotel or rents a villa from us or directly, I'll make a comment personally and I'll say, welcome to Casa, hashtag We Are Casa de Campo. I've gotten a number of celebrities, CEOs, people that have now become our client, call us because of that call to action, because I made it a point to welcome them to our community with a hashtag that is identifiably mine. And so I don't see people do that. I mean, when we were selling at Porsche Design Tower or Muse, I created We Are Sunny Isles, and people still find me from We Are Sunny Isles. And wherever we go, whatever we do that. Now we're doing a lot more in Boca. We opened up, we partnered with a woman in Del Rey. We Are Del Rey. I mean, who are you? What's your hashtag? So that bothers me when I don't see that.
Something very important to that, it's that it's not only about creating the hashtag, it's about working that hashtag.
Yes.
So with so much frequency and consistency, so they can truly see you that you own it. And you won't see results at the beginning. Maybe you get lucky and you see results, but it will take a little bit of time.
Yeah, a few hundred or more posts
exactly.
with that hashtag that people recognize that we are Casa de Campo, we are Sunny Isles, whatever it may be. I just don't see anybody do it, and it's like foreign to people. But again, there's so many ways to figure this out, and you could do it very, very inexpensive. For me, I'm 35 years old. I've been in the business 13 years. I just got an intern from Lynn University, 20 years old. This guy is studying real estate, finance, loves social media, and he's teaching me things every day. What do? I take him to lunch, I get him coffee, and he wants to grow and be a part of our company. And I mean, who else would deserve it more than somebody that follows me around, comes to our Brokers Open, and keeps showing me stuff that I'm now telling you guys. So those are my pet peeves.
Marlene?
My pet peeves are terrible pictures. I'm sorry.
Totally. Me
But
too.
you see, different opinions.
I'm sorry.
It works for her and it works for
I'm
me
sorry.
too. See, there's not only one
You know,
way.
I think especially if you're in
Yeah.
the luxury real estate market,
Yeah.
it is key.
Yeah.
You know, you're not gonna host a party at your house and not clean your house or organize your house or make everything look pretty before your guests arrive. Same thing. I think when you put out a property, it has to be the best
Perfect.
photos and perfect. Cross your T's, dot your I's, because everyone's looking at it. They might not comment, but everybody's watching what you're doing.
One more thing I would say that so many people do, and it drives me crazy, and it goes back to that. Why do you need to post 20 pictures on Instagram in the same day of like the same thing? Take one photo or two photos that are actually really nice, put the right hashtags, write the right content, get 300 likes on a photo. Don't put 20 photos. I see people post 3 selfies of like the same outfit. It's like ridiculous. It looks silly.
Or now you can upload 10 in a slide. and
Exactly.
that's one
It
post.
looks
Right.
silly,
Or put
and
them in your
you know,
stories,
no
right.
one is
Stories.
interested. So it's the same thing on Facebook. You don't need to make an album every time you go somewhere. Take 2 or 3 photos that are really, really nice.
You know, if I can add, if you're unfamiliar of what to do, invest in your business, get educated, attend one of Orlando's amazing classes, reach out. There, I mean, I call my very expensive daughter, and I'll ask her for something. She's like, Mom, why don't you go to YouTube? And there's always
You can learn how to do
you can learn so many
anything
things
on
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Things you shouldn't even know how to do on
Exactly.
Exactly.
How to braid your hair,
You know,
how
but
to do.
it's, you know what, I think it's just invest in your business, and if you want to really be involved in social media, just go
Do
see
it.
Orlando.
Yes. So
by the way,
actually,
let me say
yeah.
one phrase that it's not mine, it's just a quote. It says, in an age of information, ignorance is a choice. It's just a choice. Guys, everything is here for you. And even when you talk about our courses are not expensive at all, at all. Our job is to democratize marketing and sales training for real estate agents. It's so inexpensive. And you can do it for free on YouTube too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So at this point, I think I'm going to open it up for questions. Does anybody in the audience?
Is it better to, speaking about branding, is it better to advertise your name or have a brand name?
So I was very fortunate to come into the business. I learned from the Jills my first year, and I saw how 2 women came together and built a brand. And I said to myself, I need to find my niche. This was before my brother and I partnered, but I need to build a brand. And every person that I met, I was not really impressed, even if they're top producers, 20 years in the business. And one of the things that Jills did back then was come up with something so simple. 2 women, the Jills, I was like, the Haller Group, I need my own team. I found one guy, I partnered with him, and we got an assistant in year 2, 3, and all of a sudden, the Haller Group, the Haller Group, the Haller Group. And then we're getting calls from developers, and the developers saying, you have to move your team to this company because we hired this company, Fortune, for example, to sell a project. And by having that brand, wherever I go, I'm in the pool in Dominican Republic, and people are like, you're the Haller Group, you're the Haller Brothers. If you're, what's your name, Marina? Marina, I know 10 other marinas, in real estate, in Sunny Isles to Palm Beach. But if you are the, what's your last name? Group, and you have a team, first of all, it appears to others that you've more accomplished in the business, right? And so if you're trying to attract, we do a lot of referral business. I have an amazing top producer at Douglas Elliman in LA, refers me a lot of business. He found me because I am the Haller Group. And so to answer your question, 100% create a brand, and I would do a team or group, and it could be with one person.
But I think, again, it's really whatever works for
For
each
you.
person. Every brand is different and unique. When I think of Marlene, I don't think of Douglas Elliman. I think of Marlene. I think it's so important. So many people, like my brother said before, will post a photo or video and they'll put the logo of, Keller Williams or EW, and that's great. These are amazing, successful companies. But who are you?
No, what I was
So-
asking is my own logo.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's whatever.
Name or my name?
You have to. My opinion is just whatever feels right to you. There's some people that will have the luxury this group
Well,
or
my
whatever.
logo is my name.
Exactly.
My logo is Marlene de Cespedes, and I have to add Douglas Elliman Real Estate. Very, very, very small. but it's my logo.
I would
my
keep
name.
That's
it,
why
I
I'm
would keep
saying-
it very clean. Same thing with us. The Howler Group, it's black, it's a little bit modern, it's a line, it's a T, it's very simple. And I think if you look at the biggest brands in the world, look at Apple, it's very clean and very simple. Look at Nike, very clean, very simple. That's the way to go.
So let me
Yeah.
go into that. It's the jeans is a great example, but they have a lot of what from the beginning, right? So it's whatever works for you. If you have the means, that definitely start developing your name. Understand that in marketing, and we're in the business of marketing, right? There's a very old marketing principle called AIDA. Are you familiar with that? Attention, interest, desire, and then action, right? In order to get your attention, with my name at the beginning, it's going to be very limited because you don't know who I am. But if I have, Sonny Al's Real Estate News, and I live in Sonny Al's, or Acqualina Real Estate News, and I want to buy an Acqualina, immediately that gets my attention. Or the 3 things you need to know if you're a Russian investor before you purchase in Miami. You don't know who I am. You've seen some of my campaigns that get 800, 900 shares, right? And our name is nowhere to be found. Now, once I get your attention, I get your email, now I go into my branding, right? And then I position our name, my name. But if you have a limited budget, your branding is going to be at the beginning expensive. And you get faster traction by giving something of value, attention to your clients. So how can I capture their attention, right? What Russians need to know before buying in Sonny Al's. The mistakes Russians make when buying in Sonny Al's. Oh, I'm Russian, I want to know that. Oh, there are 5 mistakes we make as Russians in Sonny Al's? I want to know that.
That's it, just.
That's 5, 3, whatever, right? But if I said Orlando Montiel, the top agent in Sonny Al's, there are other people that are pretty much saying the same, and it's a little bit, it's going to take a little bit longer. That's it, all right?
Yeah, coming from contribution.
Start at the
Adding
same
value
time.
first,
Adding value first.
and then the brand will come into it.
Exactly, and then you combine the value. They're going to see you, but the first picture shouldn't be about us. Got it? It's about something of value to them.
Couple other questions, and then we'll wrap it up.
I have a question from my audience here about IGTV.
Mm-hmm.
Who's watching that?
I'm not.
It's
Yeah.
Instagram.
Instagram TV, yeah.
Instagram TV.
So
Experience with that?
I would say that IGTV is the newest part of IG, of any social media that we're all still trying to figure out. Hi, guys. Hi, fans. Hi, followers. I know that if you just keep doing it and you keep doing it and keep doing it, you're going to start coming up on people's when they open up.
Right.
Just like if you're on Explore, and
Like
that's
with
based on
Explore and
the
Discover.
preferences. So I think it's pretty much the same. That's what I've seen. I've started to use IGTV just recently, but I'm getting the most views from that, more than stories. And people start following you, and then you start seeing more likes and more comments and engagement. So just start posting on IGTV.
About platforms to follow up the leads, which one you recommend?
Platforms too?
Oh, CRMs?
Follow up with
A
CRM.
CRM?
Like what's the system?
Okay, yeah, there are many.
so many.
MailChimp is the one that we use is something that we created for agents in our own company. It's called Octopus. Octopus Agent, you can go to octopusagent.com, but if many of you use MailChimp, all right, constant contact, very, very inexpensive. With Octopus Agent is that we already have the content for you and the automation done, all right? Because you need to create an automation in MailChimp or constant contact. You can do that manually. Once you start generating 20, 25 leads per week, you can do that manually. You don't know what you send to who, when. You
Overwhelmed.
understand?
I have a question. I am from the old generation, okay? So I'm not into nothing of, this is very hard for me, even if I went to your class.
Okay.
I took things, from what you said, and I even bought the program, and I gave it to somebody else to do it for me because I can.
Okay.
You may say that it's very easy and everything, but for us,
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Ask your mother.
My mom's taking
My mother's-
2 Facebook Live.
So guys,
It's not hard.
so everybody, this is Mama Howler, and she was the first mother I know to jump on Facebook, and people know us.
We're talking about this just
People know Mama Holler.
Like the hashtag, this and that is very complicated. It is.
At the beginning it
At the
is.
beginning.
It's for me to do, to film you and do
Listen.
it.
I love yoga, but at first I couldn't do a frog pose. I couldn't do,
Touch my
I
toes,
could
right?
barely touch my toes. Everything is practice.
But my question was
Sí.
that, like, who can I use to, help me do that and I pay? So they can't wait for them.
No. I really believe,
It got its
I really believe for a single agent, or if, start with going to a college, go to UM, go to FIU, find somebody who's studying.
It was an actual good.
No, this is,
virtual
this,
assistant.
no, not a virtual assistant. You need somebody to be with you. Like right now, I have one of our agents and one of my best friends in the back. I have my mom with 2 different phones. Somebody, no, but I mean, they're very supportive. My dad works with me. He's a CPA. He advises our clients as well.
The whole family.
The whole family's here.
You guys didn't realize, but you're hanging with the howlers. No. Listen, it's a family affair, but you got to find whatever works for you. Now, it's not just for us. We have an assistant, but it's an intern could be so beneficial for you because
a good point.
they're studying stuff that you don't even know what it's called, what it means. You're on Instagram, but you just make a post. You don't know what audience even means to you. What is a hashtag? Some people really don't. She taught a 101 here before. This is kind of like a follow-up. You need to learn.
Well,
you need to
it
do
kind
that.
of goes back to what we were saying before. If you don't know what you're doing, have someone to help you. Like 8 years ago, we were working on a project with a woman who's lovely, and I thought it was so weird that she had a woman that would literally go everywhere with her and just literally take photos of her, post photos. I'm like, who is this girl that has her own photographer?
Paparazzi.
I'm like, it was so weird. Meanwhile, this woman has more followers than anyone else I know her age. She's very successful. She sells projects that, start at $7-8 million and does very, very well. And I've never seen one photo that she posts that she doesn't look like a model. And she, is now in her 50s. So the point is that if you don't know what you're doing, have someone help you or hire them. It's very inexpensive.
One
have that in the office.
last
Talk to me
question,
later.
and
I
then
have
we're going to
somebody
wrap
else.
it up because I know that you've been patiently.
Yeah, I saw that.
So one last question, and
This
then
is going to piggyback to that question.
okay.
Let's talk about increasing followers. I know that content gives you followers, but if you're not getting those followers, is it good for you to invest on some type of assistant that gives you the followers, or maybe having someone that allows you to do the hashtags properly so you get that
Yes.
followers?
If you can start sponsoring each post just with $1 or $2,
Yeah.
$5 or $10
$2 or
actually would be,
$3, yeah.
I would say, most people in the business can do. You can go from 100 likes, 50 likes to 1,000 if on a video, 2,000, 5,000. I just was at the gym and I saw a kid that is 21 years old. He was on the court. It took LeBron James making a three-pointer, 21,000 views. He told me he spent $10. I talked about this to somebody before we started. $10, 21,000 views. He got about 700 more followers within 2 weeks. And he's building his network. He's into fitness, so his goal is to become a personal trainer. And that's incredible. But it's just sponsor a little bit of money. Put your debit card on Instagram and just start letting it go, just a little bit.
Suggestion for increasing following.
Yeah, because
Right.
you know
because if you
if
sponsor it, you'll reach people that you're not already following or are not already following you. But then once they see what you're posting, they're going to follow you. Of course, you want to follow them back and start engaging with each other. Last week we hosted a Brokers Open for one of our listings. Prior to our Brokers Open, we had gone to someone else's in the neighborhood, and I think 8 people showed up, and it was like, but people don't really come to Brokers Opens in these gated communities. Well, we made an invitation and we sponsored it, and we had 120 brokers come in the middle of a week. So it does really work, because not only did I get more followers on our Instagram, we got actual people in the door. So
One more point.
in a second showing.
Don't confuse followers with leads. All right? Focus on leads. Followers will come. If you invest a little bit of money just in Facebook, all right? I'm talking about $40, $50 per week. You'll get 80 to 100 real leads. Number, email, and name. People that you can contact. People that you can put in a sequence on MailChimp, Octopus, Constant Contact, and you see if they open their email. And who are you going to call? Not cold calling the people that open your email 2 or 3 times. So if you focus on that, you don't even have to have one single follower, one single one. Focus on leads. Leads are the ones that are going to they're raising their hand and saying, I want that information. Here's my information. Right?
So with that, I think we're going to go back to our food and our coffee, I know that Orlando has something special for you guys as well, so I'll let him tell you. And with that, just want to say, I'll let you finish up. I want to say thank you guys for coming, and of course, I'm sure that you guys probably will find us and ask any questions that you might have, maybe offline.
Can you guys just tell your Instagram?
Oh, that's a good point. All right, so
Yes. Well, the first one I would like to mention is at Estates at Aqualina.
there you go.
So
Thank you, Acqualina.
Thank you for hosting.
Thank you.
If you guys are going to be checking in, please use the geotag. You know, tag us. You will get reposted, and you will get liked, and you will get engagement on it. So I do encourage you guys to follow Estates at Aqualina. I am Liza Walton, at Liza Walton, and then our company is Miso Marketing.
Mine, Orlando, like the city Orlando, San Victor, Montiel. All right. Orlando, V Montiel, Montiel, like Montiel Organization. Orlando, V Montiel. All right.
And I'm at Marlene de Cespedes.
Ours is at Grupo, Grupo, Haller, Haller. And then my personal one is at Brett, Brett, Haller, Haller. Follow us.
Thank you guys so much for
So
being here.
Very simple, guys. I know they always ask me to bring something for you guys that it's that you can take action on. Just go to Acqualina 2019. It's a link that's going to be live today only. Acqualina 2019. I'm sorry, Acqualina Agent. AcqualinaAgent.com. Just go AcqualinaAgent.com, and you will have Acqualina. Go to AcqualinaAgent.com. It's going to be live only for today. It's going to show you the process. Has a little course, all right, that is deeply, deeply discounted for you, just for you to take action, all right? So it has all AcqualinaAgent.com. It includes also the Facebook course. So if you want to get started with Facebook, all right, it tells you exactly the whole process of getting started with Facebook. It's a 4.5-hour course about Facebook, about marketing, about selling. So AcqualinaAgent.com, if you are interested, go in there. And if you have any questions, we'll host a session every Monday, completely free for you guys to attend, and we'll answer questions for you like this one, okay?
Liza, I want to say thank you to you for
Thank you
thinking of
very
us,
much.
for each of us.
Yes,
Thank
very
you.
much.
We're very honored to be here and to be sitting on a panel with Orlando and Marlene, two people I respect very much in the industry.
Same here, same here.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Tatiana Lewis.